what's up? It's your boy, the Wolf. Welcome back to the Wolf Den Trader Takeaways. Today, what a day. Literally, what a day. We traded 6 names. I was in 5 positions at one time, managing them pretty well. I'll show you guys, obviously. That's why we're here. IFRX, CODA, CETX, DRYS, RUHN, and VUZI. Rebecca, go ahead, roll tape. Boom. All right, let's start off with CODA. So CODA is super strong. As we can see right here on the big screen, here's a 3-year chart. This thing is just pushing, grinding. We had a little bit of a retracement. 9.8%. So we had a 10% pullback, which is significant. That might scare your lungs out for a little bit. But we went ahead and gave it a crack today after this move right here. So this thing had a high push, and it was putting in a wave 5 possibly from yesterday. But when this thing cracked right here and gave up about $1, that's when I started to get interested in it. And I put together a strategy. My strategy was, since there was so much range on this play, I was putting together a little bit of a wider strategy. I was going to get in around VWAP about a third, and then the remaining 2/3 I wanted to put right here underneath the main volume consolidation around 14. I was looking to get a 1485 average, and I wanted to a 1385 average, I apologize, and I wanted to cut 1426. So let's just see how that worked out. So come down, I get in on the first pop. I start leaning in a little bit. This is just a starter ad. Actually, I had a partial fill on this top tick right here. And when we come back, I throw the rest on a little bit higher. So I'm thinking, all right, I had an opportunity to raise the average even a little bit more for my thesis. I'm starting to get confident. But as you can see, I didn't notice it at the time, but we're not coming back down to retest support. We're not coming back down to 1340s. We're kind of creeping up. These wicks are getting smaller. This is a decent wick. We got some pressure. Smaller wick, no wick, no wick. So now we're not really starting to see as much entries from sellers up above VWAP. But still, I was thinking that I had a good plan and I wanted to go ahead and crack it. So right here, I threw some more orders out originally from the thesis, and I got filled. Now, I knew I was a little bit heavy at this point. The order flow was showing strength. Everybody thought that this was a long, which it was. So I started to trim right here. First trim around 1380, probably 1381. I took some more off at 1373, I believe. This was tricky right here. If you guys watch this, the tape on this was ridiculous. It was ridiculously strong. This was an aggressive entry, but I feel confident how I handled it. I wish I would have trimmed more, but especially this right here, the offers were not coming down. This was all spread, 15 to 16 cent spread right here when I'm trying to do my thing. Like I said, it's just like I'm training in that hyperbolic chamber, right? Maximum gravity trading. This is just difficult. I'm a short seller. I should be waiting for confirmation, taking the easy plays, the low-bearing fruit, as the community likes to call it. There it is. So again, I continue to keep my final ad right here. Never moved any of my targets except for these trim covers. All these, my entries were preset. So I finally did end up getting that last bit. I might have adjusted it. It looks like I adjusted it. And then I took some off right here, fought for 1392. What a struggle, man. I was on top of this tape, bottom ticked a good portion of my exit, and then I broke my trader plan. The first time all week, I broke my trader plan, and now I'm carrying shares into pre-market. My average is, I think I have about a 1380, 1385 average. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I'm trying to get out half here at 14 and half here at 1380. So first mistake of the week, I'm going to be losing sleep over this. I'm going to go lay on my pillow and just cry. All right. Next one right here, we have IFRX underneath. Let's go ahead and take a look on the big screen, the Jumbotron, right? This thing is massive. So here's a 3-year chart. Oh yeah, I remember this thing. This thing was just a dump. I just still don't know what happened. You think I would know more about this ticker since I'm trading it, but this thing was trading in the 30s, the 40s, and all of a sudden it just took a dump. Literally, it just landslide. Yeah, look at these wicks. There's pressure. Selling pressure still. The thing is a slow grinder, but we had a little pop. So coming back to the main execution screen, we're showing strength. I believe this was a 3-day. This is day 3. 1, 2, day 2 or day 3. But I saw this in pre-market. It was on the scanner. Everyone was playing it. I like to compete with the best traders. So here we go. We wait until 2 or 3 minutes after we show first sign of exhaustion. So I got my finger on the trigger. It's early morning, the birds are chirping, and I'm executing shorts. Right here, first entry was at 356, and then we came down under VWAP. I wanted to get out. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that I had a target set, and it was maybe like 10 cents away. It wasn't super close, but probably had a target around 13.35 or so. And then we come back up, and I'm thinking, you know what? There's no reason to hold this into the bell. It's a coin flip at the bell, at least to me. I don't know what's going to happen with this. And I let it go. And then we did end up getting a little bit of strength. And then I took a position, a feeler. And then I waited until I had a good indication from the level 2, I believe. I don't know if it was exactly scalping the tape off of exhaustion here. But for some reason, my brain just flipped that switch and I hit the button. And then we're coming down here. Nice little flush. We had a little test of VWAP. I don't really remember the tape too much on this, but I do remember trying to set my targets out in front of the tape. If you remember in the first trader takeaways, I was in a halt. I got caught without my targets ready. I promised you guys I wasn't going to make that mistake again, or if I did, I would lie about it. Haven't made that mistake again today. As you can see, target hit. This target down right here was passive liquidity. 78% of my liquidity today is passive, which is good. Enough to get me to where I want to be, which is in the 80% range next week. Goal this week is 70, then 80, then 90. Ultimate goal, I want 120% of my liquidity to be passive. So then we're coming down here. I'm just joking. We're coming down here, and I try to have a 317 target. Don't get hit. I was a little upset about this one because I wanted a nice chart. I want a nice chart. The triangles, I want them to look pretty, right? Well, it's not really about that. So we come up here. I was considering an ad, but I didn't take it. And then at this point, I just cut the position. I market ordered out at 324, I believe, and I forgot to take my ads down. I remember after not adding here, I forget what happened, but this doesn't seem right because if I was going to add, I should have added here. Maybe I didn't get filled. That's what it was. I don't remember, but I just remember looking up and getting filled. Smaller size, but I ended up taking it off right here. Trader error. Right here. Trader error. Okay, so let's continue. Let's keep going. We'll do CETX. And another play was DRYS. What a boring stock to watch. DRYS. Let's just bang that out. So DYRS had a pop in pre-market. Now, if you guys, I got to show you this chart right here. The HTF chart on DRYS is ridiculous. I remember looking at this thing when I was just a young boy, and the stock was trading at about $400,000 a share. Right up here. Yeah, I remember my $800,000 a share. Man, I wish I could have shorted that. I would have put my communion money on that one. All right, so now we have a downtrend from $10 million a share, and then we have a gap up. So right away I'm thinking, what's going on with this? I know that the odds are to the short side, and it's popping up. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to give it a little bit. I'm going to give it some small size and see what we can do. So I ended up leaning into a VWAP touch right here, and then I made another mistake and I got a little bit emotional right here and jumped in when I knew. I was even thinking that this was too early. It was just this range right here on this candle was a little bit more range than the chart was printing relatively on the name. And that's right, this doesn't do range. So I jumped in. I should have jumped in up here. I know better than that. But then this thing grinds all day. I feel bad. One of the guys in the room, he was glued to the tape all day. and he's got a headache right now. He's probably sleeping. But I ended up just popping out right here, 393. What a boring trade. Let's go to CTX. So CTX, another gap up. I don't remember. I think this one halted. I'm not sure. But it pushed up to 450 all the way from like 50 cents. I don't know too much about this stock. I'm trading technicals right now. I remember considering this right here, as I believe this was a chase entry. I wanted the 325 lower high. I missed it, and I decided to get in right here on the second lower high, and I traded it well, I guess, comparatively to some other trades today, but this was just a really basic trade. One entry, 2 targets. I split the liquidity in half, and I was looking for a lower target around 225, or maybe it was 201. I think it was 201. Didn't think we were going to get it, and moved the target up. Had a good exit. Good cover executions. Remember, I'm working on my covers. My entries are better than my covers, so I'm putting more mental bandwidth and resources into my covers. Okay, so two more trades. The last 2 trades, actually there's 3 more. Let's do RUHN and VUZI. I think these are the last 2. All right, RUHN was I was watching, somebody was trading RUHN in the room. They were killing it. Guys in the room right now are just killing it. I'm excited for them. It's really electric in the room right now. And congratulations. This guy in the room has been studying real hard, and he hasn't, I think he's 6 for 6 green on his last trades, and he's super pumped. He's probably hitting the books right now. So I jumped in on this, watching the tape. We were just going over some stuff, and I forgot to exit the position under 4. I was in the CODA squeeze at the last minute. These both pushed at the same time. I was thinking that the same algo or same push or manipulator was on it. They were like within 20 or 15 seconds, they both started running. Just imagine like 2 fishing rods on the back of a boat, and then boom, they both get hit. The wheels are spinning. That's how I felt. I was trying to trade them both at the same time. All right, so VUZI. This was probably one of my better executions on the day. So day 1, actually this is a 3 or 4 day pattern. 1, 2, 3. So we're on day 4, potential backside right here, VUZI. Let's pull it up on the big screen on the Jumbotron. Look at that extension. I remember this from yesterday. We were looking at this big huge wick, and now we're potential backside. This would have been a great trade for me to possibly swing. Not a swing trader though. So nice downtrend. Here's a 3-year chart. Nice downtrend. We like to see this. On top of a nice downtrend, we want to see wicks. Not really too wicky, if that makes sense, but that's what we want to see. But definitely a downtrend, right? The higher the time frame, the more important, the more gravity or the more respect that chart holds. So back to VUZI, day 1, 2, 3, day 4, potential backside. We open up weak. We had a weak pre-market. The only reason why I got interested in this was because I think it was alerted in the room. It was grinding up strong, and it had nice technical resistance over here from the front side volume profile, right? These stocks like to come up and they exhaust themselves into resistance, and that's when we enter. So I had a bunch of, my thesis on this was a little different. So my thesis on this trade was a $4 scale position trade. So I was looking to scale in. This was a market order in because I was afraid that it was weak, and it was. I had orders at 389, 394, and then like 398. I even think I had my largest size with my stop trigger at like 404, I think, one stop on this. But I like to put the majority of my size closest to my stop. That way I can put on more size and still have the same risk on the trade relative to account size. For me personally, 1% of my account is 1R. I don't like to risk more than 2% of my capital on any trade. So we coming down and we get a nice wash underneath the open. and then a retest. Super spready right here between 370 and 375. It was tough to get in. I had this order out, and it didn't get filled through 2 candles, another wick. I didn't even think that it was going to get filled. And then on here on the 4th candle, I'll zoom in on this. So no fill, no fill, no fill, and then somehow I got filled. It was tough to get in, but we did. Didn't touch this one because I was confident. You know, I even wanted to size in more, like I said. So this is good for me because this is a first TP ad as opposed to recycling. So this is exciting stuff, right? And then I took profit, probably almost bottom ticked it, and it was a good trade. One of my best executions on the day. You know, followed the plan. All right, that's it. Let's just go ahead and hop over to the room real quick. I want to show you today's runners, and then we'll get you out of here. So today we have CTRW, after hours push with a halt. Something's going to be going down. I'm going to be doing some fundamental research on this tonight. RUHN, VUZI, IFRX, NAVB. We have an after hours push. A guy in the room did some fundamental research on this. It's in the room. CODA we went over, and CETX. Did we go over CETX? Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.